Hello, and welcome to Recapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Recapping Podcast.
Also, rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We want to hear your thoughts on the movies and shows we review.
Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or our YouTube channel, and we will read them during the show.
Or reach out to us on social media. We love talking all things entertainment and pop culture with you.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, girl. Hey, what's going on?
I'm doing great. Blessed and highly favored, How about yourself?
Yeah, I think with all that is currently going on in the world, I take these dubs as I can get them right now. I'm not going to complain about anything. So we good.
Absolutely. Ashley, spooky season is in full bloom. Okay.
Yes.
I need to know, are you ready for Halloween?
I've been ready. This is usually one of my favorite holidays. Now, as an adult, I found the enthusiasm again for Halloween. I had been debating if I was going to do any type of dress up this year. And I don't think I'm going to end up doing it because I'm doing a hair change the day before Halloween because I have to get my hair. I have to make a hair change for a wedding. So the plans I had, I'm not going to work out, but it's okay though. I have already gone to a haunted attraction and that was fun. So
nice.
Yeah. I live for like haunted house type stuff. That's my thrill seeking. Some people like roller coasters and ish. I don't, but I do love a really good haunted attraction. So it's one of my favorite times of the year. What about you?
You know me, I did not celebrate Halloween growing up. And so this is an interesting space to be in now that I'm raising my child. David and his family celebrated. So for him, he has all these traditions. And for me, I'm just like, we had a hallelujah party. Okay. So I'm not used to all of this.
A hallelujah party.
But what I will say is I'm super excited about this year because I have officially decided to participate. In the past, it was like me with a hoodie with some dark, makeup and some black lipstick and calling it a day. We have a theme. We have a family theme and I'm really excited and I'm looking forward to the execution and I will share when we get there. So
there's going to be a big reveal.
It is.
Okay.
It is. So
can I guess, is it going to be within the Marvel universe again?
Ooh, great question. No.
Okay. Well, that's my one question then. Okay. I'm going to leave the rest as a mystery until the time comes, but I'm super excited that you are getting into the spirit. My mom was like, you going to pass out candy? I was like, I don't know, because, last year I did feel bad. Some kids were coming around, but my problem is any leftover candy I have, it's a problem.
You're eating.
Girl, if I've never said this on mic, y'all, I have a candy addiction. I've had to cut myself off and wean myself off over the years. So I don't need to have all that candy floating around in my house. So we'll see what happens, but definitely love this time of year and love all of the fantastic costumes. I'm excited for the celebrities because remember how much they showed up and showed out last year?
Went in.
Yes.
Went in. I mean, Sweetie is a favorite. Obviously, Beyonce and
Yeah, Heidi Klum. What's Heidi gonna do with the party this year?
Very true. It's going to be fun. And we always like to talk about it.
Janelle
Monáe has been killing it. That is so true.
It's going to be fun. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Me too. Okay, Ashley, it's time for headlines. So this week we are going to start off on a sad note. R.I.P. to Suzanne Somers. She has been a television icon. We first got to know her on Three's Company. What I find to be really funny is she's like, I didn't plan on on being an unofficial first feminist when I demanded pay. So back in the 70s, when she was on the show with her male co-star John Ritter, she found out she was getting paid so much less than him, $30,000 an episode compared to his $150,000. And she was like, it is called Three's Company. And you out here giving me scraps? No, sir. No, sir. And they let her go. Hollywood is ruthless. Okay.
Yeah. And that ish still happens where the female co-stars realize how grossly underpaid they are compared to their male counterparts.
Absolutely. Even as recent as King Richard, Will Smith put money towards his co-star's paycheck so she can at least be elevated to, close to him, because the studio wouldn't do it. I just thought that was crazy. We've come to love and know her, our generation. Shout out to the millennials on her famous show, Step by Step.
We were just talking about TGIF and that lineup. Remember? We were talking about Family Matters and the dinosaurs and Step by Step. Crazy.
Yeah. But unfortunately, she died on Sunday at the age of 76. She had been battling cancer for many years. And honestly, her birthday just passed. She died 2 days short of her 77th birthday. I'm looking at USA Today with that headline. Ashley, what do you think is going to be part of her legacy for you?
I mean, for sure, the role she played, because thanks to, some of the Nick at Nights and other places where you could watch the oldies with goodies. I've still seen multiple episodes of Three's Company back in the day.
Same.
As I mentioned, TGIF lineup and Step by Step was a staple as a kid. And then it was funny to remember that she was a spokesperson for Thigh Master when I'm looking at this USA Today article, because I was like, oh, I do remember that. I do remember her being that face of certain products and wellness and all of that. So I think for me, it's the twofold. It's like I remember her from her projects in acting, and then I remember her as kind of being involved in like some health and wellness and beauty stuff over the years. And then to your point, I knew she had been battling cancer for a long, long time. And I remember her talking about using, not doing chemo and wanting to do more holistic and alternative medicines and all of that. Yes. So she was a big advocate for that at a time where I don't really remember hearing other people talking about that and talking about alternatives publicly. So, I applaud her journey and her health journey and really doing what worked for her and being a survivor for so long. I mean, to make it after battling cancer since your 20s to your 70s, to your late 70s is miraculous and beautiful. And I'm so happy she got a chance to spend that time with us and with her family and friends and loved ones and with her husband, who she has such a strong bond with. It seems that they didn't spend a day apart in 42 years.
Yeah,
I mean, that's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
She was part owner of Thigh Master. By the end, it was called Suzanne Somers Thigh Master.
Yeah, so, I'm telling you.
Okay, businesswoman out here. She will be missed. That just was so sad. Our next headline, I am looking at the LA Times. Chris Evans confirmed wedding to Alba Bautista and reveals the sequel. They got married twice, Ashley. And I think it's interesting because when we first talked about this particular headline, it was a little murky. They're like, Chris Evans married. And we're like, okay, we had a good feeling that it happened, but obviously he and his wife never said anything. So it was kind of still up in the air. You know what I mean? Along with some other speculations we'll be talking about a little bit later. My favorite Chris is married, Ashley. What am I going to do now?
Yeah, we talked about this when, we got the first news of it. Yeah, off the market, living his best life. Bit of an age gap, but do your thing, Chris. As long as you happy, we happy for you. If you like it, I love it, So happy for you. Do your thing, Captain America.
Absolutely. What's so funny is he was at the New York Comic Con And to see him with a wedding ring, I'm like, oh, it's official. I'm obviously happy for him. I haven't, you know.
You got your own husband. It's all right.
Exactly.
You're gonna be all right.
I am perfectly fine. Okay. Our next headline, I am looking at Entertainment Weekly. Madonna joined on stage by 5 of her kids on opening night of delayed celebration tour. I mean, Blue Ivy was out here burning up the stage, and now Madonna has her daughter. I believe her name is pronounced Estery. I don't know how to pronounce it. I haven't heard it, so this is me reading it. So I apologize if I said that incorrectly. But sis was giving us the duck walk, 10 across the board. Ashley,
what I just can't. I can't believe she's only 11. Like
11 years old.
To have that level of stage presence that these young ladies have, y'all doing y'all thing. Like when I first saw this, I was like, wait, what?
Exactly.
11 where? Somebody was like, where they make thigh-high boots like that for 11-year-olds?
When your mama's Madonna, I think anything is possible.
Exactly. But yeah, I love to see it because I don't follow Madonna enough to have even seen her kids. Now that they're getting older, besides the oldest, the one who looks like her little twin.
Exactly.
Lourdes?
I think it's Lourdes.
Okay.
But her fine baby daddy, she obviously was like, I am going to procreate with you. Okay. Allegedly, we're just talking shit right now, but that's what it was giving because she was barely in a relationship with that man and she had that baby. But yeah, just as a reminder, earlier in July, this tour was postponed because she was dealing with a bacterial infection and was hospitalized for 7 days. So yeah, but shout out to Madonna. She is still giving legs. Okay. I'm like, it's giving Tina Turner for me with the mini skirt and all the legs.
Madonna and her yoga.
That's right.
She keeping it together, but I'm definitely glad she pulled through. Somebody was saying her tickets for her show is like $2,000 though. And that's wild.
I mean, bitch, I'm Madonna. I don't know what else to say to that.
Sure. Yeah. These prices.
This is the celebration of 40 years in music. So she's like, you're going to pay to see me today.
All right. Break the bank, y'all. Break the bank. Well, it wouldn't be me, but break the bank.
Exactly. All right, Ashley, our next headline. Halle Bailey and boyfriend DDG have stylish date night at Glamour Women of the Year Awards. There has been much speculation on Blue Ivy's internet on whether or not our Little Mermaid, check out that recap, available now, out this Tuesday, is pregnant. Now, TMZ, or was it the Shade Room? The red and black be confusing me sometimes. Had pictures of them casually walking, and she was wearing a whole lot of clothes. And even at this event, she's wearing this dress that's full of ruffles. Also, looking at TMZ to, fan these rumors, DDG updated his social media calling himself Rich Bum because the internet was like, she got pregnant by a bum. As far as I'm concerned, Ashley, she is pregnant when she tells us she's pregnant. But you know what they say? Oh, believe nothing of what you hear and half of what you see.
I didn't realize that I guess he had posted a picture of an ultrasound back in April. And people thought it was an April Fool's joke. I didn't remember this at all.
I don't either, because I don't pay attention to him unless he's embarrassing her, of course.
I am quite certain at this point that the speculation and the rumors are true, especially based on the last picture and the oversized sweats coming out of looks like some type of doctor's visit. But we'll wait and see what she says. She looked lovely at the UK Glamour Women of the Year Awards. Loved that dress. flawless skin as always, look great. Whether that's a pregnancy glow, we'll be told soon enough. But whatever works for you, Halle, whatever works for you.
It's worth noting that earlier today, Glamour UK in their publication said that Halle mentioned she's excited to be a mom and newly married. But it's since come out that it wasn't quoted correctly, because this was from Leanne Pinnock from the music group Little Mix, who's out now with a fire single called My Love. You should check it out, featuring Araya Starr, who is a big Afrobeat star. So a lot of people were running with this news like, oh my goodness, she confirmed it. The quote in particular says, being a mom, being newly married. Mom. Yeah, right. I tried to do the British thing, but it didn't come out. There's the positive side of it, but there's also the negative. I want to show that although things may look perfect from the exterior, it's not always the case. But guess what? Halle didn't say that. So somebody's about to lose their job over at Glamour UK. I hope if Halle is indeed pregnant, she is not stressed out by all the shenanigans on these internets. So Ashley,
she be seeming quite unbothered, if you ask me. Well, her relationship with God or whomever is solid, because she's one of the most unfazed celebrities.
Oh my gosh,
when it comes to true. Any type of speculation.
Like, you don't like my boyfriend? My man.
Exactly. Like, never seen it seemingly faze her. Like, she's the opposite of Drake. When we were talking about Drake last week, she's the opposite.
She's not a light-skinned man either. No.
But like I said, if whatever works for you, sis, you are a grown woman. Love you, rooting for you. Do what works for you.
Absolutely. Let's get on to these hot topics. 'Tis the season for the celebrity memoir, Ashley, because
for real.
Girl, let's start off with Jada. So we talked about this last week, okay? And we barely scratched the surface, because literally the next day it came out that her and Will has been legally married, but living separate lives for 7 years. It also has come out a myriad of things about her relationship with Tupac. She confirms that she likes men and that she's not gay. And she talks about the aftermath of the slap. The internet is tired, Ashley.
So they say. Did you see Kev on Stage's post about the analytics? Y'all say y'all tired of this woman. Y'all say, take me out the group chat. I don't want anything to do with it, but the numbers don't lie. She gets the attention. She gets the eyeball. She gets the clicks. Hence why everyone is putting her on their platform to continue to speak about this mess.
Everyone. You had her going on the Today Show twice. Now, Why is she backtracking with Hoda, though, right? She had all that exclusive, talking about living separate lives, him calling her a wife after the slap, she was shocked by. But now on Hoda and that Bush Girl show.
Not that Bush Girl. Put some respect on old Jenna's name. That Bush Girl.
She's talking about they're trying to make it work. What are we doing? What are the facts, Jada?
I think that sometimes you could say something and then you realize how it's taken or perceived. And then it's like, oh, well, what I really meant to say was, or it could be, I said what I said because I wanted to get y'all talking, but now let me speak on more facts and more truth to continue to promote this book. Because obviously she's promoting the hell out this book with all these interviews, right? And Ashley, so anything to keep the tea popping and hot is working.
It really is. It really is. but these men are in their feelings. Stephen A.
Smith. Oh my
Girl.
God. You would think that she did something to him. The level of passion in that man's voice.
Do you think she'll go in the Breakfast Club?
Has she ever done a Breakfast Club interview?
She's Jada Pinkett Smith. She hasn't had to do any of it. So no, I don't think so.
Well, then I don't foresee her going on the Breakfast Club, especially in the current iteration where you're having the mainstays of just Charlemagne and DJ Envy and kind of the rotation of comedians and other folks as that third person. Like it wouldn't be a platform Envy that I would
looking crazy these days.
I mean, he'd be getting into it with the celebs. I mean, him and Tyrese alone. But
exactly.
I don't foresee her necessarily going on that platform. But I mean, you never know, because Jada doesn't seem like she's afraid of any of the backlash, which I commend her for. Like, you have to be very strong-willed to deal with all the shit that people are saying. Like, when I go in the comments, I be getting my feelings hurt, right? And it's not even me.
But I just think at the end of the day, like you said, I don't think Jada's the villain in the situation. I just think because we don't know the extent of Will Smith's, and we kind of do because obviously he talked about being selfish in his book. And that's the being thing. Obsessed with perfection. And I'm sure he was probably hell to live with for years, and she put up with it.
That's the thing. I don't remember his book being nearly as hyped and publicized as hers, right? So it's like people have short-term memory loss about what he even said, because it was not this level of excitement and hype and all of that. But I didn't even read his book, right? I'm gonna read Jada's book because, as I've said, I'm about to go see her on his book tour, and I get a copy with my ticket, and I plan on getting it signed. So, I'm going to definitely read Jada's book, but I don't know what all will disclose. But to your point, they've never, I guess, actually lied about anything. They were just never as blatant about where they stand as Jada is being in this very moment. And I'm hearing people say, oh, I feel like, she's lied to us when she did Red Table Talk and wasn't being completely truthful and all this and that. As I've said, like, y'all have to give people grace to think about their stature and where they were. And to her point, they were still trying to figure things out in their own relationship. Y'all don't want them to tell y'all their business now, but they've never owed us their business. They've never owed us anything. She was the host of a show. Y'all don't know everything about Oprah. Oprah hosted a show for many, many, many years. She went on there spilling her guts about everything going on in her personal life. So,
especially in her relationship. Exactly.
Yeah, because I don't know nothing about her and Stedman. Nothing. And I don't need to. That's your business. So anything that's coming out now, I'm just like, okay, well, if y'all about to write a joint book, curious to see what that damn book tour is about to be like. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the next thing. They're supposed to be writing a book together, Delora.
Do you think they're going out in flames, Ashley?
Who knows, bro? Who knows? Only God. Because I don't even know if they know. Like when she when Hoda asked her about her comment that was posted under Will's video of him talking about he got these notifications off, she was like, I haven't even seen that. My team probably posted that. So I don't even know how much they talk. I don't know where things stand, Delora. I only know what they share and what they say. So that's between them and Jesus. But I tell you what, as I've already said, it don't seem like this is necessarily the healthiest dynamic. So whatever works for y'all, move in that direction.
Move in that direction. 2 more questions. All this Tupac content, everything from him dealing with alopecia. Yeah. Him supposedly proposing to her. Yeah. Did you see that lady's TikTok saying how is this the case? Make it make sense with the dates.
I mean, he went and stayed at Jasmine Guy's house when he got released. So
right. What about the wife, right? So that's true.
Or no, maybe that was after he got shot. He went and stayed. I think it was after he got shot. He went and stayed in Jasmine Guy's house. Anyway, point is, he was engaged to Kadada Jones before he died. So yes. I don't know the timelines of any of those things. I don't know. But I will say that she definitely talks about Tupac a lot. in
She
these
does.
interviews.
And to me, it's like it's teetering on too much for my comfort level. But apparently he was a meaningful relationship. And we have to remember they went to freaking high school together. So to start off, from the bottom, now we hear that, a lot of life has happened. So
yeah. And if people keep asking her about it, or if you want to, I mean, let me say this too, caveat. She's never written a memoir before.
never.
This is a book about herself and her life. So yes, he was a prominent figure in her life. She's going to talk about him currently. So I get that. But it's been a lot over time too, which I think makes it seem excessive now.
Yeah. I find it interesting that people have such a hard time with a woman telling her truth though. But I'm talking about both sides of my mouth, because I'm also going to say her book is giving more salaciousness compared to like Will's memoir. You know what I mean? Actually, the most salacious thing he said recently outside of the slap was him wishing he had a harem with freaking Misty Copeland and Halle Bailey. I'm like, oh, he's into the biracial.
But also, they're two very different people, I think. That's always been the case. What you're going to get from Will publicly is very different than what you're going to ever get from Jada publicly.
That's true. Touche.
So, yeah.
Honestly, if they were to write a book together, I don't even know if I have the energy for that book tour. I just don't. I'm tired. I'm tired already.
I just don't know. Who knows what's about to be next in the saga of the Smiths at this point. So we'll see. I keep seeing the hoopla too, though, about their kids having issues with it and stuff. Anything I've heard her say is, Jaden and Trey haven't read it yet, and Willow loved it. So I don't know where
that's what I've seen as well.
Yeah, this is coming from about the kids having negative reactions. I don't think that's necessarily true, but
looking at people.com, Jada said that Willow's an avid reader. She read it. She loved it. She's going to be the next author in their family. And the boys are like, oh, yeah, okay.
I'll get around to it. Jaden out here feeding the homeless population in LA. Yes. I don't know what Trey be into, but they grown. They're all living their own lives now. So
very true. So, Ashley, Britney Spears told to Jada, hold my beer. This week, excerpts from the highly anticipated The Woman in Me, the Britney Spears memoir, were released. It's like Angela Bassett's character in Waiting to Exhale. She lit that car on fire and walked away. I want to also preface this by saying page 6 was rumbling before the first official excerpts came out, claiming that Justin Timberlake is nervous about what's in Britney Spears' new memoir. And I'm just like, what is he worried about? This makes no sense to me.
Woo.
Girl, I don't even know how to put my mouth around this. People.com has Britney Spears reveals she had an abortion because Justin Timberlake, quote, didn't want to be a father. Exclusive. I literally saw this on Twitter and it just took the air out of my lungs. I was like,
massive story.
She said it was a surprise, but for me, it wasn't a tragedy. I love Justin so much. I always expected us to have a family together one day. This would just be much earlier than I anticipated. Spears, now 41, writes of the pregnancy in the book, but Justin definitely wasn't happy about the pregnancy. He said we weren't ready to have a baby in our lives, that we were way too young. I'm going to let that rest right there.
I say you got to talk about the second piece of information that came out.
Are you talking about Justin cheating on her with a celebrity?
Mm-hmm.
I love Twitter so much because people are hilarious. They were like, no wonder he was out here trying to do an NSYNC reunion.
I thought thought the same thing.
Trying to soak up that goodwill when he can.
I said, oh, we getting this reunion tour now, baby. Because if we know one thing that we've seen with Justin Timberlake, he'll throw anybody's ass on under that bus to make sure that his image stays clean. So he's had a couple bad mornings, Avi, but he definitely is going to try to get that good wheel and that good PR spinning.
You know what's so funny? So much has been unearthed since this revelation came out. If you look back at those clips with his interview with the legendary Barbara Walters talking about saving themselves for marriage, and he was just like laughing, saying, sure. I'm like, oh, he was an arrogant little shit back in the day. I mean, obviously, you don't really see it because, you know, he was Justin Timberlake in sync, and we were like literally younger than him.
Yeah.
But with grown ass women eyes, I'm just like, yo, this is not okay. And then what also makes me so sad is people believe Britney's song. What's the name of the song? Every time. You know what song that is, Ashley?
I know exactly what you're talking about. She gets in the bathtub. It's a very sad ballad for Britney.
Extremely devastating. And I'm like, man, she's been dropping hints all this time.
Well, I think Justin had gotten in front of things too. And even to this day, I had always thought that she probably cheated on him with Ray Robson, and it was what it was. She just always kept it, you know, above board and didn't really speak on it. I think at the time she was like, oh, boys will be boys, and said she was disappointed when I look back at some interviews that it seems like he kind of didn't keep things to himself. He exploited their relationship in that way, and she felt like he wasn't keeping it sacred and all that. But she never really talked about it further. She never really went into any detail. So the idea that he actually was the one who cheated, possibly even first, even if she did cheat, was like, oh, wow, Justin. Oh, wow.
Every Time. That's the name of the song by Britney Spears. That video is just devastating. And to me, it just means that no one really has ever taken care of Britney. The other excerpt I saw recently, she said at a really young age, I think she said 8 years old, she was drinking with her mama for some type of celebration. I'm like,
when she was in 8th grade. Yeah.
Eighth grade. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. Another example. Britney is giving Regina George energy too, where she's just like pandemonium, gives zero fucks about.
Release the burn book. Release it. I don't care.
Everybody's name is going to be in this book. Ashley, your reactions to this bombshell.
I was stunned at the news about the abortion when I saw it yesterday because I just wasn't ready. Like,
yeah.
We've been hearing so much about the Smiths and all of that. And I saw this headline and I was like, wait, shift gears in your mind. What? And for people who are like, you know, thinking, oh, this is old news, all this and that, this was an era, you know, so their relevancy is absolutely still there for me. I'm about to drink up every ounce of this tea. If I have not said this on a mic, guys, there were 2 posters of men I had on my walls growing up. Now I had a poster with multiple artists, but the 2 men, Genuine and Justin Randall Timberlake. I loved Justin Timberlake. Okay. So this is, oh my gosh, my grown woman spidey senses to try to think back and remember, you know, what she could have possibly been going through. We've already seen all the ways that reporters talked to her crazy back in the day. And like, so now to hear about in depth about a relationship that we thought was this squeaky clean, so cute.
That is what
they should have been together forever, even though I hated it because I was in love with him. But I respected Britney. You know, I never had an issue with Britney.
To give context, we were in the last generation where people acted like virginity still mattered in, you know, these child stars. Okay.
Well, I mean, one after us with the Joe Bros, but yeah.
I guess one, we were at the end because once Britney came out for Slave for You in that skimpy outfit, it was a wrap. I'm like, if you still think she's a virgin,
All you people look at me like I'm a little girl.
and that's another thing. Britney was the superstar. She was out here dancing her ass off. One of my favorite things that I've heard people say is like, she is Janet Jackson's daughter. Like, people don't understand the connection, but
so Justin had a type, is what y'all saying.
I didn't even do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get there, so hold that point, okay? But Britney Spears worked her ass off for years, producing hit after hit after hit, and she might not be the vocal star like Christina Aguilera or Beyonce, but she was freaking Britney Spears, and she knew how to give a performance, and you were front and center every time. I mean, so much so that I remember when she did that famous VMA performance with the bad hair extensions and she was afraid to move. I was in college and we were all looking at each other like, is Britney okay?
She was not.
She was not. And that was the beginning of the end, okay? But to know that she was able to do such amazing things and that the behind the scenes was just trash, like she didn't have any real safe spaces, that's heartbreaking. And Justin should be scared because Britney has a movement behind her, okay? She got out of a freaking conservatorship with the type of support that she has. You can't make this up, okay? And he has already been tap dancing on cracked ice after how he has treated Janet Jackson.
The scandal where he possibly cheated on Jessica Biel.
With his co-star, how he never seemed to unite with NSYNC until it benefits him. Like, and
his last album being a flop.
You know, I was going to say this to you. When they did the hot ones, I wanted to say, like, is it me or does Justin look kind of off a little bit? Like,
he looks tired.
He looks tired, right?
All the time.
All the time. And I'm like,
especially next to Lance. I told you, Lance is drinking on some type of age juice or something. Lance is looking amazing.
Lance is also of a community that cares very much about appearance. And I'm like, he is A1.
He is A1. But even, I mean, look at JC. JC was sitting in that Hot Ones interview unbothered. You can tell he messes with women of color because I'm like, JC, this spice ain't hitting your throat.
He was like, I'm fine. But Joey's my dude. I've always appreciated Joey's humor. So
absolutely.
Hilarious.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think time has not served Justin well with the decisions he's made and the way that he's navigated certain things. And I think that Justin is a part of still like an old school mentality of kind of how he handles PR and things like that. And he may need to come into the era of, you're going to have to be a little more raw. You're going to have to share a little bit more. Like these statements about you and Jess, you always like to throw your wife in there. Me and Jess are wishing her the best. Leave Jessica out of this. What do you have to say? What do you think? This was your relationship. Granted, I understand you want to be respectful to your wife, but stop trying to use her as a shield and a cover. It makes you look small, in my opinion.
Listen. You talking about he's of an old school? Yeah, he's of the old school class of white males keep falling up.
You have to come on into 2023, baby. That radical honesty.
Consequences, repercussions for your bad deeds.
Now, I'm not throwing Justin under the bus and saying that these things that I've read, like if y'all got pregnant when y'all were 18, 19, he didn't feel ready, y'all didn't feel ready. That is a personal decision between y'all as a couple. Yes. I respect that it is what it is.
Same.
The cheating situation, though, and the spin that happened with that relationship thereafter.
Cry Me a River was my song, Ashley.
Cry Me a River was an amazing song, but you cast a Britney and Wade Robson lookalike in that to fuel the flames and fire of us thinking publicly that she was in the wrong. And because Britney never spoke about that, like I said, to this day, I had really thought,
truly.
oh, they fucked around. That's why Justin ain't cool Wade. That's why Wade's career fell off, because you ain't hear about Wade choreographing any big people anymore after that, right? So I was like, oh, it makes total sense. But now, oh, Justin, you ain't shit. If that's how it really went down and you had a whole affair in the midst of that relationship and that's what caused the deterioration of y'all relationship, you another Drake. You out here crying crocodile fucking tears.
Like one of those documentaries, the Free Britney documentary, they said, one of the commentators said, the record label couldn't have a male pop star who couldn't keep a lady, right? So that would look bad on him, right? So they had to create this image of him being the,
scorned.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. The stuff that goes on behind the scenes when you hear more about it over the years, like even Joey said that with the launch of his solo career, they originally thought NSYNC was going to get back together. And now he realizes that the push was not just Justin, it was the label, it was the powers that be, right, that wanted to propel him out there. Yep. And then we just had the news about the fake script that went to Halle Bailey to get her to sign back on for the third X-Men installment. So
kudos to the director who was like, no.
That tea and did not go through with that project. Yes, because that's disgusting. Gross. Like, so the situations that go on with the machine behind the scenes, we may never know the full details of that. But for sure, if you fucked around on Britney back in the day, wow.
Really quick, last note on that X-Men thing. Storm was woefully underutilized in those movies.
Storm is her powers are unmatched in the X-Men Marvel universe. Storm was my favorite superhero as a kid.
And then you get her in the movie and she does nothing.
We scratch the surface.
And then they made her powers like it needed all this buildup to happen. It was such a disappointment.
Definitely deserved a spin-off movie. Yep. Halle Berry absolutely should have had that role. But now they're going to reboot it in the future with some young tenderoni actress. Because how did Jean Grey get a movie before Storm?
Exactly. So true. All right, Ashley. That's all I have for today. What are we recapping for next week?
So I wanted to move in a spookier direction than this, but y'all know I can be a little bit of a scaredy cat, and I couldn't find anything that didn't freak me out because I tried to start watching The Fall of the House of Usher. I made it through like 3 episodes, and I was like, oh, y'all are creeping me out.
Girl.
Such a good story, though. I need Delora.
I need
you to finish it and then just tell me everything.
Recap it for you, okay?
Basically. Because I was like, this is such a good story, but the gore level, like, y'all are really getting me. So I wanted to do something like that, but instead we're going to do a different type of horror movie. It's a horror in the sense of the fragility of the male ego. And that is a film called Fair Play. It was released on Netflix this month, and it stars one of the stars of Bridgerton, Phoebe. I feel like this is my first thing I've seen her in outside of that series.
We saw her in Younger. She had an accent.
I forgot about that.
Baby mama who came out of nowhere. Me say
first starring project outside of Bridgerton, because I forgot she was the baby mama in Younger. So that's what we're going to get into. That's what we're going to get into on Tuesday, guys. So come back and join us. Thank you for listening to this episode. I'm sure y'all have plenty to say about some of this stuff. So drop us some comments. Let us know what y'all think. Are y'all tired of Jada? Y'all ready for Britney's book? Y'all want to hear all the tea? Let us know. Because I'm damn sure ready for Britney's book. I'm gonna eat that up. Y'all hear me? All right. Please share this episode with your friends, family, loved ones. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time. As always, be blessed.
Bye.